Hey there, what's up you guys? I am Jerry and welcome back to the show, The Chicago Griller. Well, 2020, what can I say? It's been a rough one. We've seen wildfires, we've seen a global pandemic, we've seen unemployment, murder hornets, and now on top of all this, just this week, Taco Bell has announced they are discontinuing the very popular Mexican pizza. Now, there's not much that I could do to solve all these problems, but I can show you how to make Taco Bell's Mexican pizza. However, instead of using whatever mystery ingredients they use inside, I'm going to do it better. I'm going to do it with carne asada. Now, it is my birthday week, so the best present that you could give me is hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and then join me out in the kitchen and in the back patio, and I'll show you how it's done. Instead of using ground beef for today's Mexican pizza, we are using this, a skirt steak. You could also use flank steak, but anyways, back to this in a second while we make our marinade. The first ingredient for our marinade will be 1 bunch of chopped cilantro. Into the bowl it goes. Next up, we have 3 large cloves of garlic, which we are going to mince by using our garlic press and pressing it directly into our cilantro. There we go, skipping ahead here. Now we are going to need the juice of 1 whole lime and squeeze that directly into our bowl. If you have a zester, you could also zest the skin. Next, we also need the juice of 1 orange, but I'm going to substitute with orange juice here. The citrus helps tenderize the meat. After we've added the citruses, in goes 1 teaspoon of cumin, and then we will season with salt, about 1 teaspoon's worth, or to taste. And whenever you add the salt, of course you have the pepper. So we are going to add about a teaspoon of this as well, or just grind to taste. And now for the last item in our marinade is the olive oil. I'm going to pour about a 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup into this mixture. There we go. And now I'm going to grab a fork and just whisk this all together. The fresh cilantro here and the freshly pressed garlic just smells really amazing. This will go really well with our steak today. You can easily see why this is going to be better than Taco Bell's version of the Mexican pizza. Anyways, once we're mixed, we're going to pour our marinade directly onto our steak. And I don't know why I'm being so dainty about it, so just pour it on in there. There we go. And now using your hands, work the marinade into and onto all surfaces of your steak. Once you're satisfied, grab some plastic wrap, put it over the top, throw the steak and the marinade into the fridge for at least 1 hour. Once you're ready to cook, preheat your grill to high. In my case, I have a Weber Q2000 out on my back patio, and it has been cranked up to a high heat. We are going to add our skirt steak directly to the grill grates. And here comes the first steak. There we go. And flatten this out. And on goes the second steak. And as you can see, I have a griddle installed on my Weber Q today. I'm going to come to that in just a second. Here's the second steak. And I'm getting a little bit of a flare up because the oil is dripping down on the burner. That's okay. What I should have done is straighten this out a little bit more, but these steaks are so thin, they're going to cook so fast anyways. Shut the lid, and about 2 minutes later, we are going to come back and give our steak a turn. Go, steak number 1 and steak number 2, and again getting those flare ups from the oil dripping down onto the burner. I didn't lay this flat to begin with. I'm going to try to make sure I get any uncooked pink side onto the grates directly so that the steak cooks as even as it can. There we go, looks pretty good. And shutting the lid and cooking for another 2 to 3 minutes. Again, skirt steak is very, very thin, so after only about 4 to 5 minutes of cooking, we're ready to pull our steaks off of the grill. So here they come, steak number 1 and steak number 2. I'm going to go let these rest for about 5 to 10 minutes while I prepare the tortillas. The tortillas serve as the crust to our Mexican pizza, so we need to crisp them up. I've oiled this griddle and I'm going to lay the tortillas directly on the griddle. Cook each side for only 1 minute. So 1 short minute later, I'm going to open the lid and give these tortillas a flip. And as you can see, the first side of the tortilla is nice and crisp. Shut the lid and do the other side. And now 1 minute later, for 2 minutes of cooking time for each tortilla, we're going to go ahead and pull these off. I'm going to set these aside and do another pair. Each Mexican pizza requires 2 tortillas. There we go. But let's skip ahead now that our steak has rested. And here on my patio table where this skirt steak has been resting, I am ready to cut into it. As you can see, skirt steak has some very visible fibers and grains. You want to cut against the grain. When you cut against the grain, the meat contracts and ends up being a little bit juicier on each bite. I'm not sure why I was doing this without a fork. Okay, much better. And check it out. After just 4 or 5 minutes on the grill, you see we have a nice pink, medium rare color. Continue cutting into the steak. Now, if you are just making carne asada or learning how to make carne asada, you could actually just stop here and serve this in any tacos, fajitas, or any other dish that you'd like. However, as I promised, I am showing you how to do a better Mexican pizza. So, we're going to continue cutting the carne asada, but we're going to chop it up into small pieces. There we go. Anyways, now that the steak has been chopped up, let's go assemble our pizza. Take our roasting rack and set it on our table. And to this roasting rack, you add your tortillas. Doesn't matter which side, they're equally toasted. And now to layer on the quote sauce, which are refried beans. Gently layer on the beans onto each tortilla. So like I said, this kind of serves as the sauce in our Mexican pizza, which kind of binds and holds everything together. Next, we're going to add our steak to the sauce. Now you understand why we chopped up into smaller pieces. It just makes it easier to eat when it comes time to do so. Anyways, layer on a single layer of steak on each of your Mexican pizzas. And there we go. And now it's time to build our next layer, so grab another toasted tortilla and lay that directly on top of the steak and beans. And now to top off our Mexican pizza. Grab your favorite cheese mix. Today I have Monterey Jack and cheddar, but a taco blend would work just as well. And of course, use as much or as little cheese as you'd like. Once the cheese has been added, you're going to grab some diced tomato and layer this directly on top of the cheese. And I am sorry that my video is getting a little bit shaky here. It is quite windy again here in the Windy City, and after all these years, I've not quite figured out where the off switch to that is. Once you're done adding tomatoes, comes some sliced black olives. Again, adding as much or as little as you'd like to each Mexican pizza. And now for our final ingredient, the green part of some green onions on top of each Mexican pizza. And now these guys are ready for one final trip to the grill. And back to our grill, our Weber Q has been reduced to a medium heat. I am going to lay down a piece of foil underneath our roasting rack to act as a heat deflector to keep the tortillas from burning. And I'm going to shut the lid and cook this and roast this for about 5 minutes so that the cheese melts. And after 5 minutes, you see the cheese has melted And we're finally ready to take these off the grill and serve and enjoy. And now the second one's coming off the grill. Let's see what they look like plated up. So there you go, homemade Mexican pizza made with carne asada on a Weber Q or any other gas grill. And so there you have it. That is how you guys can make a version of Taco Bell's Mexican pizza, except doing it even better by using carne asada. Let me know in the comment section down below if you plan on trying out this recipe or if you plan on making one final Taco Bell run to get your last piece of Mexican pizza. Thank you very much as always for watching today. If you have the time, I have tons of other recipes for the queue on this channel. Just click my name below. Otherwise, if you gotta go, just hit that like button, comment and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you can be alerted as to when new content drops. Thanks again for joining me today. I'll see you all again next time. Bye now.